Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your favorite podcast. Yeah, this is a podcast where you get to face the uncomfortable truth, ladies and gentlemen. And as uncomfortable as the truth is, on this particular podcast, we do something less about it. We always talk about it. And on this segment, we'll be looking at something a bit more political. Many of you elect leaders in this country, and it gets to a point, there's this very big question. There is high expectations for many of the leaders during the political season. But immediately after the political season, there is this, I can't say general bit of disappointment in governance, but we can say at least below majorly our expectations, many of the leaders we elect perform. And so we need to ask ourselves a very uncomfortable question. What are the challenges attached to governance in Nigeria that makes it very difficult to meet up with most of the campaign promises of many of our leaders across segments? As I always say in this our studio, my friends are always here with me. I have my guests and I have my brother as well in the studio. Ladies and gentlemen, Alex is in the studio. Alex.
Hello guys, I'm here today. Carolora is missing.
Why will you tell them Carolora is missing?
She's missing. We're trying to beat her out.
Are you trying to say Carolina is a criminal or something?
I'm not saying that.
Well, aside from Alex, actually, another person we have in the studio with us is a political analyst. He is, in fact, one of the best political analysts we have in the country as we speak. Not I. He's an educationist, he's a journalist at the same time. Ladies and gentlemen, Sam Olurunfemi is in the studio. Sam, how are you doing?
Good to see you, Joshua.
Yeah.
Mr. Sam.
Nice to see you.
Yes, it is your face.
Thank you both for having me.
Yeah, definitely.
So, Mr. Sam, this is governance in Nigeria. I know you are your political side when it comes to things like that. Now, one uncomfortable question Nigerians don't want to actually ask, but everybody keeps asking us. There is this high expectations. The energy we all carry. 2023 in Nigeria, across all political trajectory, across all quarters, we knew how the conversations was. Obi is going to do this, Tinubu is going to do that, and Sam is going to do this in Lagos. Let's talk about like Seyi Makinde is going to do this person is going to do that. But immediately after the political season is over, there is this feeling across people. The expectations they have is not what really transpires. Now, it's too early to judge the current leadership in the nation. But let's talk about the past leadership. Let's talk about 2015 in Nigeria. When we did the revolution.
The change revolution.
The change revolution in Nigeria. And everything. Now, I asked an APC guy that honestly, let's comment. Why is it everything you talked about you actually experienced at the end of it all? Now, people actually need to know something. Why is it that the height of the political season and the person in governance, what's the difference between these two personalities? Why is it that they don't get to that political height or that governmental height expected of them by the people with regards to most of their election promises?
Yeah, thank you, Joshua, for having me once again. Thank you for this question. But I think we need to go back to 1999. Don't forget that recently we celebrated our 25 years of
democracy and
democracy of government in Nigeria. But let's go back a bit down to 1963. Between 1963 and 1966, we had what we call a regional government in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Some lawmakers are calling for regional government.
Yeah, currently they
are practicing what we call the presidential system of government, where we have all power at the center in Abuja. So, during that regional government, between 1963 to 1966, when we have the Western region led by Late Awolowo and Akintola, then Eastern region by Zik, Northern region by Ahmadu Bello, Aminu of Kano, and so on and so forth. Now, when we look at regional government, let me just go back to the process. Regional government, when Baba Awolowo was coming there, he gave us two agenda. We were talking about what people are expecting before electionary process. Then after electing your leaders, just like your expectations are being cut off. Let me go by that Bible phrase now. Then, Joshua, I will tell you the problem. The one problem is that even the electorate, you don't even know what they want when they are electing their leaders. You know one of the problems we keep making in Nigeria, especially during the electoral process, don't forget that later this year we'll be having an election in Edo and Ondo State.
Yeah.
You know, electorate tend to go with euphoria of campaign season when politicians and political parties move from one place to another in jamboree and so on and so forth. And that's why I keep advocating that I'm not a lover of campaign, rather I'm a lover of debate in such a way that you go to each region or each central district when you are coming to become a governor of the state, what I will do for the particular central district, because each central district with their own peculiar problem. But we don't see this during electionary system. What we see is just people moving from one place to another. So even the electorate themselves, what do they want in electing leader? We'll be saying that the issue of leadership recruitment in Nigeria, we are here to get it right. In recruiting who will be our leaders, in team who we are going to send people to Abuja National Assembly at the state level and the houses of assembly level. Do we even know how to recruit these people? Not forget that today in the secular world, you want to work in a bank or an organization, they have their prerequisite. You are need to meet whether at this particular age, this particular qualification, whether first class or second class. If you don't meet it, don't even apply in the first cell. So in our political system, do we have the prerequisite? Apart from what we have under section 177, no, I keep saying it, that no people are talking that constitution is our problem. I quite agree, because the present constitution we are using in Nigeria, don't forget, it was the constitution adopted in 1979. So when Abbas Salami tried to hand over power to civilian in 1999, they quickly adjusted 1969 constitution just to adjust it, put it to become 1999 constitution. Now let me take you to constitution a review of what people really want, then the expectation. Under section 177 of the Nigerian 1999 Constitutional Amendment, clear, explicit, and unambiguous. Now, A part is talking about that you want to run for any office, office of the governor, you have to be a citizen of that particular state. Then B is talking about the age limit, 35 years of age. Then C is talking about your affiliation with the political party. Now, the last part is where we have the problem. Degree of qualification. Today now, in fact, let me shock you, Joshua. You know, recently, INEC published the name of the candidates and political parties that will be running on 2024 government. We have a particular candidate that submitted to WAEC to be his qualification. I will not mention the name of that particular candidate. One of the major political parties. The front-line candidate submitted to WAEC to be his qualification.
Let's talk about it. We can come in.
We can call them.
Yes,
there's no problem.
Yes, the candidate of PDP.
Wow.
Agboola Ajayi, the former deputy governor of Ondo State.
So he was even deputy governor
between 2016 and 2020. And that is the problem we have in Nigeria today. Even to become the president of Nigeria, what was Obasanjo's qualification? When he became the president of Nigeria between 1999 and 2007. Yeah. So
what was Buhari's qualification?
Don't forget that there was E on the Buhari certificate. People went to Chicago and so on and so forth. So the problem is, we the electorate, we need to decide the kind of people we have in government in such a way that by the time you have the particular politician or particular leader in place, after 4 years, you won't just come and regret that why did I put the particular person into office 3 years ago. So that's why you see that politicians will get to office and they tend to do whatever they like in office. And at the end of the day, people who voted them into office come out being disappointed. So that's why I think the problem in Nigeria. And let me tell you, since 1999, when Obasanjo was coming, Obasanjo did not give us any agenda. That okay, during my 8 years or 4 years, this is what I will do. Don't forget I told you that between 1963 and 1966, I will not give us two agendas: agriculture and education. During the regional government, that's why you see that in the Western region, we focus more on education and agriculture. We use agriculture money to build Upper One University. Upper One University is not the property of federal government. It was the property of regional government. It was later the federal government adopted OAU. Wow. The FRC you are talking about was established by the Bola Ige, the former governor of Oyo State, between 1969 and 1983 during the Western region. Because Bola Ige came with the idea that we need to decongest view of traffic along Ibadan and Ife Road. Later on, federal government adopted FRC. What about First and Second Nigeria NTA? Used by Money Agric. What about Cocoa House? So when the passenger was coming in 1999, you know, just came out from military junta and so on and so on. So people were like, what we need now happened to be civilian government. So we got it wrong for 8 years under our passenger, even though it would be wrong for say we did not record any success. We recorded some successes under our passenger. But when Yadua was coming, Yadua came with 7-point agenda. And that's what people are talking about Yadua. A man of 7-point agenda. So these are the things that we need. When Yadua was coming, he talks about the issue of Niger Delta militancy, how things are affected. Don't forget, there was one that brought amnesty to Niger Delta. And then during his tenure, we saw a total calmness in Niger Delta region that he offered amnesty quite unfortunate, he did not live long with that particular outfit. So when Jonathan was coming in 2011, he did not give us any a kind of template
That's a basic agenda.
You did not do that. But when Buhari was coming in 2015, nobody came on tripod. They want to fight corruption, we want to revamp our economy, and we want to ensure that there is security in Nigeria. But at the end of the day, what did we see? Buhari left us with 130 million Nigerians in multi-dimensional poverty. And security became worse under Buhari. Don't forget that when Jonathan was leaving, the issue of security was limited to northeast of the country. Borno, Yobe, that was then we recorded the of Chibok in 2014. But when Buhari was coming in 2015, we believe that Buhari happened to be a former general who was there. Don't forget that it was Buhari that took over government from Chagari in 1983. You understand now? But he came to office, and at the end of the day, we witnessed a kind of unprecedented insecurity in Nigeria. As a matter of fact, it was one that happens to be the Minister of Petroleum. Under Buhari watch, we witnessed more of theft in this country. So it's like we electorate. It's high time for us, when electionary process is coming, we should be able to decide what we want from these particular politicians. You know, politicians become electionary campaigns and they will tell you that they will build bridges. When normally you know that even Julius Berger engineer can never construct building into a particular place. And at the end of the day, being elected into office, they fail to do what they promised during electionary process. And again, we have this kind of nonchalant attitude in asking questions. That's one of the problems in Nigeria today. We don't ask our leaders questions. That's one of the problems.
Are they questionable actually?
Exactly, they are questionable, Alex. And let me tell you, for example, I've never seen any political party during electionary campaign that will not come to a particular local government or meet with a set of people. Recently in Edo State, the Labour Party candidate, the former NBA president, Olumide Akpata, met with the NBA.
Yeah, definitely.
In Edo State to rub mind. So during that process, you see now, last time we have together to discuss. But the problem we have today in Nigeria is that our electorate tends to look for money, what they will eat, rather than asking you questions. If Alex is coming to say that I want to become the governor of Ondo State, it's better on us, we the electorate in Ondo State, to sit Alex in a roundtable discussion. What do you have for us in Ondo State? How do you tend to
the reason why I asked this question is if we go back to 2023 election, questions were asked down to the international level.
Exactly.
In fact, these individuals individually went to Chatham House, and they were asked questions.
Yes.
Now they actually gave us blueprints.
Yes.
Each of them.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Now the question is, if they are actually questionable, why are we not holding them accountable? And because if you're saying this, I'm saying it from the angle where we are either scared or not really trusting the democratic system we are practicing. Because we are in a situation where when we go out to ask, you will either be arrested, because there's a journalist that was arrested recently.
Yeah.
And if not for protests and other reasons, he will not be released.
Yes.
So our freedom is being tried and tested. You are either on the side or against the government.
Yes.
Do you understand? So there is just this bias in the ruling system. They want you, they will come for you. When you want them, they neglect you. And it's a problem. That's why I'm asking, are they really questionable?
Indeed, they are questionable.
But
it depends the way we ask our question. I believe that people go out and protest. We saw it in Kenya. Alex, don't forget. We saw it in Kenya when William Ruto tried to pass what we call a financial bill, and people took to street. That no, we don't want this. The prayer was mounted on President Ruto. At the end of the day, he reversed it. So people are talking about that. Can we have this in Nigeria? Can we have this in the country that we talk about, that we are practicing a democratic system of government in such a way that government didn't fear of people going to street to protest and so on and so forth? We can ask questions, but how many of us are ready to ask this question? Like I said, recently I was live on a TV station and I was talking about the kind of question we ask. You can't continue asking questions in an abstract class, Alex, and believe that this politician will answer you. Now, in Ondo, for instance, in Ondo State, for example, now in Ondo local government, we have youth organization, we have various organization. What are they doing in asking their representatives, specifically those who are representing them at the state of assembly? Don't forget that government is the governor of your state, but in your each local government, you have each constituency, you have a representative who is representing you at the state level at the legislative arm of government, who was elected that, okay, I will be your voice at the state level. How many of us are asking questions? But let me tell you, the problem we have today is that after electing our leaders, The next thing we need from them is money, is empowerment, give us money, and so on and so forth. You tend to switch away from the actual thing. The reason why you put them into office to serve you. They were elected on our behalf to go and serve us and do the needful. And again, Alex, how many of us are acquainted with the manifestos of these politicians? You know, at the end of the, you know, how many of us care to listen when these people are coming to campaign in such a way that it will enhance your questionnaire when you want to ask the question? You understand that? When you don't have the blueprint of any politician, it will be very hard for you to ask questions. But during a general campaign, I have my manifesto. During my manifesto, I said I will do this, I will do this, and do that. Have the manifesto. Then 1 year in office, ask me a question. Then again, call for a town hall meeting. We are not doing this. We wait for the next 3 years, 4 years for these people to come, cajole us, dissuade us, give us money.
Before you answer the question, Alex, I want to just say something because we are still talking about the people. You know, during the last election, I discovered 2 things. Not even during the last elections, from elections past. One of the things that does not make people so interested, they used to have this mentality that, what's it? In fact, many Nigerians believe that there is a cabal ruling the country
that decide who becomes president and so on and so forth.
Even the cabals are always very involved with the governmental aspect of even who is elected. You know, recently we talked about godfatherism in Nigerian politics.
Yes.
We are seeing what's happening in River State. Yes. We saw what happened with Edo State at a particular
time. That in Osun State.
In Osun State.
Yes.
Many states, Lagos, they do tell like, okay, Lagos has a kind of hierarchical kind of system.
Kind of landlord and
decides.
Who becomes the head of
now, and people talk about the fact that this, even some people believe that even the president of the country is affected by international communities. Who has stakes within the country. Now, I want to ask you, Sam, one thing. We've talked about the people to a large extent.
Yes.
But let me just bring this thing to you. Do you buy that idea of there is a political influence in governmental operations which is making us experience this form of lackadaisical or minimal results in governance when we look at those people we elect?
You see, Joshua, let me tell you, I quite agree with you that some people don't even go out on the election day to vote. They tell you that if I will vote, my vote will not count. What's the essence of staying long inside the sun or in the rain and so on and so forth? At the end of the day, they will announce the winner. Let me tell you that narrative is not correct, Joshua. If you are talking about narrative, I'm talking about the election we had in 2003, the election we had in 2007 that was marked by do or die affairs, the election we had in 2011. Since 2015, under Professor Jega, that introduced what carried us. That is exactly what brought a kind of transparency in our electoral system. Yes, there's no election that is 100% perfect in the whole world. Okay. The election that brought in Trump, who defeated Hillary Clinton, we were told that Russia hacked into the system. I can't verify it. But we were told that Russia played a kind of hacking party game in the election that brought in Donald Trump in the first place. So there's no election in the whole world, Alice, that is 100% perfect. Whether we like to or not, there's still some skirmishes, whether it's kind of malpractice and so on and so forth. But what I'm saying in essence is that this mindset that I don't go out on the election day to vote, that the law will become this and that. That one doesn't play out again in our electoral system in this country. Now, the 2023 election we're talking about, don't forget that 2023 election happens to be the first election in Nigeria that the winner will not cross the threshold of 100 million votes. Bola Tinubu got 8 million votes, Atiku got 6 million votes, Obi got 6 million votes, Trump also got about 1 million votes, the one who got in Kano as of says. So this mindset, and that's why we have institutional problem in this country. No more awareness. Then again, as one of NOA, National Orientation Agency.
I was almost saying that they doing everybody
in fact, I don't know what that particular agency is still doing in government. What are they doing? They are going to come and orientate the electorate. The need for you to go out and exercise your franchise in such a way that your vote will count. Let me tell you, if some people are saying that our vote doesn't count, that's a lie, and I'm not agreeing with that. If your vote doesn't count, politicians will not come to you before the election. I'm telling you, they won't start rolling out palliatives and so on and so on, because they know the power is in your hand that you can decide whether I will become a governor or I will not become a governor. So I think it is either people start to believe that our vote counts a lot, because gone are days where you will see a polling unit with 500 voters At the end of the day, you will see 200,000 vote cast at that particular. So that was no more working against. So people, we need to understand that if you don't go out to vote on the election day, few people that will go out to vote, whether they decide, it's the one that will rule over you, whether you like it or not. And the way we structure our system in Nigeria is that after electing a particular leader, we know that something that's common in Nigeria now, post-election litigation, in such a way that we don't believe in the system. Now, there was a time I wrote an article that it's like judiciary is the one deciding who becomes our leader now in Nigeria, not the electorate. When you go to the constitution, when you go to the electoral act, the law says that we people shall decide who will become our leaders. But it's like they are taking that constitutional responsibility away from the INEC. SIDO is supposed to conduct an election, declare the winner, and give a certain return. We are not giving that responsibility to the judiciary. Only we are going to conduct an election in Nigeria, we will not be challenging the court. It's only 1999 and 2015 election that was not challenged in court. 2003 election was challenged. And the same Buhari, 2007 was challenged. In fact, 2007 was between late Yar'Adua and Buhari. Both of them are from Katsina State. Buhari is from Daura. Yeah, late Yar'Adua is from Katsina State. 2011 election was challenged between Yar'Adua and the same Buhari. 2015, General did not go to court. He considered before the official selection of that particular election. In 2018, Atiku challenged the court. In 2023, Atiku Obi and Bola Tinubu. So I think it's high time you people believe, our people believe that they have the power to elect whoever they want to become their president. So this issue of system, see, as a journalist, I've covered so many elections in this country in such a way that by the time you get to a polling unit, the kind of people you will see at the polling unit are people that can easily be bought. Their opponent can easily be bought. The elite who are supposed to be at the polling unit, who can decide who will go to win this election or not. They sit back at home and watching TV, reading newspaper. So I think all these people with this kind of narratives that whether I vote or no vote, you already know who become the that one is not real and doesn't count again in this election. That's why you see political parties before the election day, they go out, mobilize their people, and try to vote. Try to vote because they know the essence of people coming out on the election day to vote. So, if again, let me go back to my analysis. If again we fail asking questions from our leaders,
I want to jump in somewhere. Which is some sort of a disagreement to what you're saying. Now, people really understand that yes. It's important that they vote.
Yes.
However, I believe vote counts.
Yes.
But we have a system where we are being ruled by fear, even in democracy. I'm going to explain. Before the 2023 election, we have somebody who came out and said that if you are so tribe in so states, you are not permitted to vote. That if you come out that day, this is what will happen. Then we have the police, who is supposed to protect life and property, defending that individual. He's just joking. I don't understand. This is a matter of life and death. This is a threat. So are you expecting individuals to actually step out and vote? Because you cannot threaten life and expect people to sit back. Now, if we all carry weapons, does that mean that we are now in a lawless society? So why I'm looking at this is vote counts. But people have been threatened. People have died. In elections, previous elections. We knew what happened in Kano. Do you understand? There was an election in Kaduna that almost took hundreds of thousands of lives.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So we've witnessed electoral violence, and you're still coming out to give out to still give threats, and a policeman who is supposed to be responsible is now telling us that he's just joking. Are we actually in a safe society?
Alex, let me clear a point. Okay. I know the angle you people who are coming from. Maybe you talk about Lagos, what happened in Lagos State
yes.
in the last election,
yes.
where some people were being threatened,
yeah.
they were not from Lagos State, they can't vote, they can't speak the language of that. That's why I said that we have what we call a wicked institution. That's supposed to have taken out by the electoral act. Don't forget, go through the electoral act very well. We have it stated in the electoral act that during the electoral campaign, you don't campaign based on tribe. You don't campaign based on religion. You don't
so what did INEC do in that process?
That's why I'm telling you that we have a weak institution and we've been advocating. Number one is that the issue of appointing INEC chairman should not be under the prerogative of presidency. That should be number one.
And they should have their own kind of elections.
No, I'm talking about electing an chairman.
Yeah.
Should not be under the prerogative of presidency.
Yes.
It should be under the prerogative of National Assembly. Number one. Number two, appointing who becomes the Inspector General of Police, not make mention of police not do anything, try to lie, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Now,
Police defended the individual.
well, I don't have fact.
I don't
have fact now.
I'll bring it back. On this platform.
Yeah. Number two is that appointing the Inspector General of Police again should be taken under the prerogative of Mr. President. Go to the National Assembly because we've witnessed a lot in this country in the year of electoral violence. We were talking about electoral violence. I was in Katsina in 2011 as a core member. Don't forget that the post-election crisis in Nigeria in 2011 that claimed lives of I was a core member in 2019 and I was a victim of post-election crisis in Nigeria. So electoral violence has been there from time immemorial. Most time we don't witness electoral violence in 1999, in 2003, 2007, 2011, 15, 2023. It has been there, but what we need to do now, we need a strong institution in such a way that then have to go to judiciary, in such a way that whoever violates electoral process should be dealt with according to the law. And that's what we're saying, that if we continue to have what we call a weak institution, this will continue to come and go without being checked. And that is what I'm saying, that number one, the CGN should the appointment of CGN should not be under presidency in such a way that our judiciary will be highly autonomous, so that we'll be able to dispense justice the way it's supposed to be and according to the law. So in such a way that nobody will sit somewhere and believe that they have the wherewithal to do and not do. And that is why we keep opposing state policing. That today Nigeria is not right for state policing, whether we like it or not. And I stand on it, and I can challenge anybody on national TV anywhere that our governors today, they are not right to control what we call a state policing. You've mentioned a very fantastic example that something was going on and police did not even wake up to arrest that particular situation. Yeah. So until we take our institution in such a way that we strengthen our institution and nobody will be above the law and everybody will follow what we have in the electoral act. Don't forget that in the same electoral act, we told you that don't go to church and campaign. During the last election, some people went to some places, video places, to campaign. Yeah. Someone even campaigned in the north that I'm your people. Don't vote for other particular. Yeah. And we've not seen in 1993. Don't forget the 1993 election between Abela and Tofa. Yeah. We were told that Abela defeated Tofa. Even in his word in his head. So when we have a strong institution, we will be able to address all this in such a. Let me tell you. Someone asked me a question. That is it possible that after presidential election, that court will nullify whoever INEC declares? I said not possible. Not until we have an institution and we change our electoral act in such a way that after conducting the election, the period of that conducting that election and also the winner and swearing in, let us have all the pre-election matters in court. Because if you swear in a particular president as a candidate, maybe as a president, it will be difficult for court to overturn that particular fellow. Yeah. Because the three judges that will pronounce the final judgment being appointed by Mr. President. So that's the problem we have today, that just look like things are not working the way they're supposed to be working. So all those things will be there until we have an institution that will be able to address all this menace in our electoral system in this country. And that's why people don't want to get to vote. People will tell you that, let me stay behind. Better for me to stay behind and go out and vote and lose my life. We saw what happened in Kogi in the last election in Kogi State. People died in that particular election. Yeah. So they know how we are going to conduct election in Nigeria anywhere in the whole world. That you have 100%, but not until, because we are talking about difficulties in proper governance. You understand? So we have a lot of things, indices that are responsible for difficulties for proper governance in Nigeria. So and part of this kind of weakened institution, when we have a strong institution that, let me tell you, the institution can change anybody. Definitely. But when you have a weakened institution, then you can do and not do. So that's what I'm saying. The one that happened in the 2023 election was mad with ethnicity in this country. Yeah. When you look at the voting pattern, when you look at the voting pattern, Obi clear all the eastern states. Yeah. Asiwaju cleared the western and the north central. Atiku cleared the whole other part of the country. So what are we talking about? So that's what I'm saying, that we need to strengthen all these things as a matter of institution. We strengthen our institution in such a way that nobody will be able to manipulate the institution, so that the institution will be the one to determine how things will be, how they will run, and how they look like.
Is a way out.
As we just start to crescendo, do you think regionalism can help us?
Yes, see, I've listened to people talking about regionalism. The time we have regionalism, how many states do we have in the country? What about regionalism? Now we're talking about 36 states. Recently, National Assembly is talking about creating more states in the southeast.
Yeah.
You know, the geopolitical zones, it's only the southeast with only 5 states. Others are with 6 states, even not well with 7 states. You understand now? So people are talking about regionalism. Now, for example, if you go back to regionalism, southwest will be western region, southeast eastern region. Where will south fit in?
Maybe we should just.
I'm going to have a south region again. How many regional government we're going to have? But to me, what I'm saying, what I'm advocating is that a lot of items that we have under exclusive list, under the control of the federal government, should be taken away from concurrents. Then we must give power to the local government. It shock you that more than 51 states doesn't have a viable local government system in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Even in Ondo State, we don't have elected local government chairman, we don't have a category chairman in Ondo State. And when you go to section 7, section 1 of the constitution, it talks about having a democratically elected local government chairman. So finally, all our governors in Nigeria are capable of violating section 7, section 1 of the constitution in Anambra State. Since one of the became the governor, till his time was so low, they've never conducted local government election in Anambra State. Go and Google it. Anambra never had any local government election since the day of people now as the governor of Anambra State. So what are we talking about? So we need to strengthen the institution. Going back to regional government to me will not be the solution. We've had people talking about separation, that we should go, some people should go and do that. That is not the solution. If we go your separate ways, what about the leadership problem? The problem we have in Nigeria today is the leadership problem, Joshua and Alex. Let me tell you, it's a leadership problem. Because all these leaders we are talking about, they go to other countries. They see the way things are being done in other countries. What is the problem? That when they come back to Nigeria, they find it difficult to do the same thing. Since 1999, since 1960, we've been marrying under 4,000 megawatts of electricity. Isn't that shameful? In the country of over 200 million population,
4,000 megawatts.
What is the economy saying?
With over $16 billion spent.
So that's what we're talking about. So it talks about the leadership, the way we recruit our leaders, and that's what I'm telling people.
Recruitment is within the sphere of election, right?
Yes.
Now, are you actually blaming us for not electing the right leaders? Because now we have to come into this political matter properly.
Exactly, Alex.
We have people that are die-hard fan of some people.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
We have people that are, how do you used to put that word now?
Fanatics.
People who are highly submissive to a particular authority, whether the person is right or wrong.
Exactly.
Do you understand? We have people that whatever happens, they will not debate, will not ask, will not question your authority because they believe that anything you are doing, whether right or wrong, is right.
Exactly.
Do you understand?
I understand where you're going, Alex, and I think we have to just quickly just get the question at a faster rate. Let me just put it this way, because with the fanaticism, it shows that there's going to be a bit of subjectivism in electing your leaders.
Yes.
Due to personal biases. That is my question. We made an analogy recently. I said, I don't think democracy itself is a best system for, or not even think. I think they can't be a perfect market in economics. They can't never be a perfect democracy. Okay? In the sense that everybody will vote subjectively, not objectively. So, do you think we can ever get to a time that we can get it right in electing leaders, looking at the fact that our bias will always be involved, especially in an heterogeneous state, a diverse state like Nigeria?
Yes. See, Joshua, it's not a crime when you align with the political party, when your ideology is aligned with the political party, that this is a party I want to go with, the candidate I want to vote for, at the end of the day. But in asking question that, can we have a time that we can get it right in our political system? Then I will tell you that I may not sit here and say that a time will come when we get everything 100% right. Like I keep saying, there's no way in the whole world that we say that everything is 100% okay. We are still struggling, moving now. Now the question we should be asking is that, look, although we are a sovereign nation, don't forget that Britain colonized us. And when you go to that particular country, they don't practice presidential system of government. They practice what we call a parliamentary system of government.
Okay.
Why did he not adopt that system? Why did they adopt that of America? Who practice democratic system of government? No reason people are talking about, can we go from presidential system of government back to parliamentary system of government? In such a way, Joshua, that if any lie is not performing, you don't wait till the next 4 years. Throw him to the National Assembly. Let them pass vote of confidence. Whether it should continue or not. We saw how Boris Johnson was being voted out of us as a prime minister when he did not do well in UK. Sunak was elected and so on and so forth. So to me, there's no perfect time that we can get that. But I think what we can do to move very close to a point that we can see that, okay, it's like we're beginning to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Because if you ask any Nigerian now, they will tell you that there's no even see any light. To talk of seeing a tunnel, that you see that there's no any light. Because the way our leaders we could be the wrong tunnel. The way our leaders are running the system, as if there's no Nigeria anywhere. Because every day you wake up, it looks like the things are getting worse. It's like they are taking 2 steps forward, 5 steps backward. And that's why every year we keep changing our leaders. This one will come and go. This one will come and go. So I think in the place of working towards that particular category in such a way that we can be just feel relaxed that, okay, we are getting things the way they're supposed to be. Number one, before voting anybody into office, look at the antecedent. And then again, I talk about this issue of constitution. Not all sections of the constitution are bad. We have some sections that we need to amend or expunge as quick as possible in this country, in such a way that we can have a very smooth road to our electoral system. Don't forget that I said that 25 years democracy line. Are we improving? Are we recording any kind of achievement? I can say that, oh, thank God this democracy is working. Because our leaders keep doing other things right. So I think in electing who becomes our leader, it is high time for us to sit and know what we want. Majority of people don't know what they want. Alex, let me tell you. Know the electoral system. Some communities of people doesn't know what they want. Sample the opinions of people. And although election is coming, go out, sample people's opinion. In this particular community, what do you want? They will tell you that they should come and do whatever that. Some of them will tell you that they are not even interested in what is going on. So I think people should sit and define what they really want. And I keep saying that in this election that is coming, can we amend our electoral act in such a way that this election that is coming, compel all the candidates, let them go all to 2, 3 central districts. Or because what we are battling with in Ondo Central might even what they are battling in Ondo North. What they are battling in Ondo North, what they are battling in Ondo South. So let all the candidates go to Ondo South. Let them identify the problems in Ondo South. Let them debate. Tell people that this is how we are going to solve the problem. Talk to Ondo Central. I'm kissing now. How many of these leaders even have the data of the out of school children in Nigeria or in Ondo State? These are the way. How many leaders? How do you have unemployed youth in Ondo State? So these are the things that we're supposed to be working towards in having an egalitarian society and democracy that will work for us in it. Because today, some of people doesn't believe in this democracy. They will tell you that democracy is not working. And what is democracy? Democracy is talking about having the dividend of democracy. When you don't have surplus, you can't have dividend. Dividend is talking about profit of democracy. What is the profit of democracy? Give us good roads. Give us light. Give us good infrastructure. Till today now, last year subsidy was removed. And up to today now, we are still battling with subsidy. It's like government doesn't even know the way out of this economic quagmire that we find ourselves. So that is the problem. And again, how prepared are these people that want to lead us? Here's another question. Are you prepared to lead us? What is your political antecedent that show you want to lead us? So that's why I say that we need to go back and ask these people questions. Why do they even want to lead us in the first instance? Because when they come, see, all these people they ask tomorrow, reading out manifesto, you can never see any candidate that will tell you that it will continue combating the poverty in the country. What they will tell you that will come, leave property, create jobs for people, and so on and so forth. How many of the candidates are talking about revamping our companies in the volleyball companies in those states? All the gas is here, lying, money bond, Lero is there, money bond, ceramic is there, money bond. What are we doing? So, and again, all these leaders that are coming, where have they worked before? Someone cannot just wake up when they say want to become a governor. Check up down here. Check where the development is coming from. What has it done before? How has it contributed to the development of the community? It's coming from society. Where it's coming from before? So that is the problem we find ourselves. You see, electoral process have begun in those states now. People will tend moving with politicians, with tambourine, and so on and so forth. And they will allow the euphoria of the campaign now to cover them in such a way that they will have a pertinent question. We have a lot of EU battling with Ondo State. What is going on with our DC port? Approved by former President Muhammadu Buhari when he was leaving office. Years after, notice is going on in that particular place. So those are the things that will make us to know that yes, we are working towards a place that we can relax and say democracy is working for us in Nigeria. Don't forget, the first coup in Nigeria that happened in 1966 under General Gowon was the year of corruption, bad institution. When Buhari was coming under military junta in 1984, after the election of 1983 that produced Shagari again, the same thing was mentioned, year of corruption. What about Babangida that made him to annul the election of 1993 was year of corruption? What did make Abacha to come back? Taking over government from NSO as an issue of corruption. The military junta that took place in Niger State was the year of corruption. What of Mali? The year of corruption. Burkina Faso, EU of corruption. Most of the African countries that are under military junta, EU of corruption, weakened institution. So year out, 25 years after, what can we point at in Nigeria to say that truly democracy has worked, not working? Democracy has worked for us. Leaders will come and promise, at the end of the day, they will not fulfill the promise. What are we doing about that? I know the same leaders we are electing, someone will be a governor, from governor will become a minister, from minister will become a senator, roll back again in this country. So it is high time, if people keep folding their hands, Alice, all these shenanigans will continue to play out in our democracy and will not look like we are not making way forward.
On your final thoughts.
No. I think we are even exceeded, right? This is already a final thought on it. So, because I think anyone that hears this and does not even think through it, there is nothing we can do again for you. It's just the truth and everything, because these are vital questions. We need to find out exactly what we want. We need to find out exactly who we want, and in choosing who we want, we need to find out exactly what.
I think my take home will be we need to strengthen our institutions. Again, we also need a strong backing of our unions. Strong backing of our unions. We need our unions to focus. He was saying something about standing alone to question might not necessarily work, but coming together as a union to question will be more effective. So we really need a stronger union that are not corrupt, union that are true to their duties, union that will stand the test of time. You understand? So I think we really need those things. That is actually my take home.
Well, thanks so much, Sam. Thanks so much, Alex. Thanks so much to our viewers for watching this all through. And like I do say, look at this kind of discussion now. Where else will you get it again if not here? Subscribe. Press that subscribe button. It is very, very important. And yeah, till we come to your timeline again next time, please, I would like to say bye and have a nice day and a nice time.